Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary! Hang on if you want. Here you go.
Well, show what? This has always been my show!
Oh my god. Why did I do this? Actually,
What's going on in your mouth?
it won't stop in the back of it.
Maybe that'll help.
Time. I'm gonna make the drink first. Let's. I'm a dirty martini.
Dirty.
Okay. So just fill it almost up completely with fucking vodka. Now we're gonna make it into bread. Where's the goddamn flour? I know nothing about my birth. There's no proof that it even happened. No! Didn't I say I needed a bowl? I don't need a bowl. I need baking powder.
It's up in the cabinet.
With these hands?
No other cabinet. Nope. Little one. Nope. Yes. Yeah.
There was supposed to be a bowl, but there's no bowl to be had. All this evolved ruined themselves.
I mean, it's martini bread, like the concept itself was shit.
What a bullshit fucking thing I just cooked. I was a pee. Oh my god. This bitch! She's in the bathroom, I have to pee, so I'll pee.
There's another bathroom.
Where?
In the front, by the front door.
I have to pee!
Go.
Give him a chance.
Vodka and bread, yeah.
It's just a bigger rectangle.
Are we cursed?
Yes!
We might be.
Do you want to nourish others with
Sometimes. Depends who. Depends who it is.
Look at you
Squelching. I just want to wash my hands.
It's just dough. It's what you make it.
Vegetable cum like you put on my hands.
I thought it was sexy.
Black Stripe Cold Rum Cocktail is a fantastic drink with a surprise ingredient, molasses. If you are looking for something sweeter, add honey. If not, just enjoy the molasses and dark rum all on their own over crushed ice. Last week I received a copy of Stuart's Fancy Drinks and How to Mix Them at a really fun event. Books like this are trouble for me because I want to make every drink in them. The book calls for ingredients that sent me running to Google, which is pretty awesome. Many measurements are by the wine glass, which I think is really fun. Throw away those jiggers. But seriously, I thought it would be really fun to make a drink from it and convert the measurements. It has a winter sister drink that adds winter spices like cinnamon. This summer version, served over crushed ice, is right up my alley. It's an easy cocktail to make and uses molasses, which I always have sitting around. I don't use my dark rum enough that it's time to fix that. And thank you so much for Diplomatico rum for the sample of Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva, which I used for this recipe, and I've made this perfect rum for this cocktail. The book's recipe calls for 1 wine glass of St. Croix or Jamaica rum, 1 tablespoon of New Orleans molasses, and a tablespoon of water and fine ice. Translated this to mean 4 ounces of dark rum, 1 tablespoon of molasses, and 1 tablespoon of dark water. And the sweeter the drink, the better the yum. This isn't even really a real cooking show, is it? I've never done anything wrong. I've never done anything wrong. Alaska's over here. An apartment to somebody, you assume they won't do this, they do this. I'll do it for the city, I'll do it for the city. I'll do it because I never did anything wrong and I'm doing it for the city, and I'm doing it for myself, and I'm doing it for the city and all of my health. I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die here. It's fucking everywhere. It's everywhere. And we go forward. We see how far we can get. And you cannot replace it. You cannot do nothing with it. You just have to on swirl. You got a couple of pieces of broken glass. Don't touch these with your hands, kids. But you keep on swirling. You might have thought that whenever we cracked our molasses on the floor, whenever we were cleaning our molasses, that we wouldn't have a bread for you. Well, if I have one baking tip, it's ignore broken glass and just bake, bitch. We're gonna need this. And we're gonna make a cocktail out of rum. The cocktail says all the rum. All the rum. The cocktail says much molasses as your feeble heart can manage. Hopefully it doesn't have broken glass in the molasses. Dear, sweet, merciful audience, you know what? I will live on the edge once in a while. Oh yeah. Hey, this shit is about as slow as molasses, goddamn. It's like a way worse honey. Just a dark, dark, terrible honey. Where did you put the flour, you know? That's your next question. To be honest, I don't think we have it. So we're gonna use Grandpa's pancake mix. Get your batter going. You got rum, you got molasses. You can't lose. You can't lose. Everything is gonna be sticky forever. Get it going. You see in here? Get it going. You want to make a bread out of molasses and rum? Look at this fucking dough. We put this cookie mix in it because you ought to experiment. There's nothing in life that you can't just fuck around with, except for law enforcement. You ought to actually be careful. But generally speaking, in cooking, you might as well just do it. Just do your thing, right? Get your hair a little sticky and just, like fucking caramel cookie mix in my molasses rum bread. Look, you don't have to care full time. You don't have to be about it. You just have to be in it, all right? And that's the same thing with your life, all right? You're overanalyzing everything. You're overlooking the sky and the trees and the thing. Antelopes. It looks like pumpkin bread, but it's gonna be a weird rum concoction. You can't take the shit out of this. Just like our lives. You can't take the bad things out. You can only put the good things in. So what are the good things? Well, in this case, I would say probably cinnamon. Cinnamon is very seldom gonna fuck you over, unless you put it in a steak or something. You might not know it, but a little bit of salt, you put it in every bread. Everybody puts it in every bread. Look, we're gonna need to go deep into the recesses of this pack and find some things. Perfect. Baking powder. Come on. This segment brought to you by Comcast. We are the best. You wouldn't even know the difference. Now, church bells. Just continue with the church bells, the cinnamon, the baking powder. You gotta get this shit in the... Everything looks like Jack and the Beanstalk up in here. It's okay, because to the rescue comes probably butter. Probably butter. This shit is probably butter, right? This is fucking gross. Look, you gotta set it up just like this. Bread's gonna be nonsense. But take all the paper off, and ding, ding. fucking butter. Oh, butter, set me free. I have seen your face, and it's too much for me. Butter, oh, butter, leave me be. You're eating my heart away, and there's nothing much left of me. I've Walmart heavy whipping cream. We've put it all over our bread because we're experimenting and we want to see what happens. 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 God bless you, Walmart, for making this heavy whipping cream. Walmart logo here, right about there. Yep. Whoa, tumble it around. Whoop, it's here. Church bells. They're just gonna take a quick look at this beautiful pie. You see the butter? Do you see the heavy whipping cream on top? So we're gonna see what happens. We got to see what happens with this motherfucking pie. Come here. Come on in. No, don't be scared. Shh. That's the preheated oven. We're going in. We're going in. Don't worry about the butter. I tell you this as there's molasses dripping off my face and dripping off the camera both. And I wouldn't lie. I would never tell a lie. Dear sweet merciful audience, don't take things too seriously. Because it might be your last Walmart heavy whipping cream. It might be your last. But Charlie, my boy, you've won! Charlie, my boy, you've won! The entire factory is yours! The entire factory is yours! Charlie, my boy, you've won the whole factory! You can bring your family! Charlie, my boy, you've won the entire factory is yours! The entire factory is yours! Charlie, my boy, you've won the entire factory is yours! The entire factory is yours!
So on went the tale of the molasses bread. It had been baked, scraped off the floor, full of broken glass and all, the oven radiating its warm heat. It was time to check and see if the bread was done, but the bread was less important. We were done. Our story had been told. The story of making bread out of cocktails. And ultimately what we learned is sometimes you can put your cocktails in a bread and other times maybe not, but it was all a period of experimentation, youthful exuberance, attempting to gain wisdom through trying various methods of things. You have to experiment to bake. You have to experiment to live, and that is what it is all about. Healthy experiments.
I'm gonna die here.
Charlie, my boy, you've won the entire factory is yours. The entire factory is yours. You've won the entire factory is yours. Won the entire factory is yours. The entire factory is yours.